Welcome back to Walsall Fan TV, the match preview of Bromley Walsall. At the start of the season, we'd have thought this was perhaps one of our easier games, but we've got Lloyd here from Bromley, and it's not going to be an easy game at all, is it? You guys flying?
We're doing well. We're doing, I think like when I spoke to you earlier in the season, I don't think we're a surprise really. It's just we just grind points out, and sometimes we've been on some decent runs, had some great results, we've had some not great results. You don't really know what you're going to get, and I think that's probably surprised a few people. So it's been brilliant. Yeah, brilliant where we are. And the fact that we're safe. When I spoke to you at the start of the season, that was my
Safe.
only real aim.
Yeah.
So to be where we are is brilliant. It's been a great year.
You were hovering around about 18th, and then you're sort of just on a great run. You say you've had differing results. The last three, summing up really, one away at Wimbledon 1-0, one at home to Doncaster 1-0. And then how'd you lose to Tranmere 2-1? How'd that happen?
Yeah, it's a very Bromley thing. I think you and it's not something that's just for this season either. It's very, very, very peculiar. I think sometimes you have like teams that your style or whatever dovetails well with, or you just can grind something out. I think Doncaster, we had one shot on target and they had 33 attempts. It was at the end of it. It was chaos. It was Bromley chaos. It was the right back was up front hobbling. We'd use all our subs. The sub centre forward was sort of right back. They were launching it. We were kicking it anywhere. It's a bonkers watch. And I think that's really where we're at. I think when we can do that, and people can't break us down or really struggle with the fact that they think they know what they're coming up against, but actually it's not quite that. And, we just try and create a moment and take it.
Yeah,
and that's what we've done for the last 2 or 3 years, certainly under Andy Woodman's leadership.
yeah.
But Tranmere, we went ahead. We scored with a real wonderful open play goal that we very rarely score, and but they picked us apart really. Fair play to them. They were considerably better. Completely deserved to win. They had the key that unlocked us, which other sides sometimes don't have. So fair play. No complaints about the result.
I think it's changed for Bromley, I think, because you're starting to be the favourites for games. And that's a nice surprise, I guess.
Yeah, I think, well, maybe, I think anyone who's gone long enough probably would just be, you'll get what you get. And, sometimes it works, sometimes it does. I'd never, it's probably no surprise to anyone who's been going for a few years that Saturday we lost. And it's just one of them that just gives you a bit of a straightener from time to time. And and to be fair, what we tend to do is we learn from it, and go off and try and find another way to win again. And I mean this week, tomorrow I can hand on heart say I haven't got a clue what lineup we're going to have tomorrow because we've got loads of injuries and stuff. I suspect we'll try and set up roughly like we do, but we're just going to be that chaos, kick it, try and make something out of nothing. Grab
It's a bit like it's a bit like the Wimbledon crazy gang of the 80s.
Yeah, to a degree. Yeah. I think that is it. I think
instead of Alan Cork, you've got Michael Cheek.
He obviously. I think it's no surprise to us that he would score goals. You give him the ball somewhere in and around the goal, and he'll find something. He'll knock it in. He'll hit a part of his body. I said that to you at the start of the season. I said that to you before the game at your place, and that's never changed. So there's at least a consistency there. It's probably I'm not a big fan of the current incarnation of Wimbledon, but that's probably a reasonable that people would take us as, because we don't seem to have any real players. We don't seem to have any real, way of working through teams. We don't seem to have any, and it just is. Whilst it continues to be a surprise, I think, to teams, we just try and capitalise. I mean, we don't have a lot of money. I think in the transfer window, obviously we sold Levi to yourselves. We've got a couple of youngsters in. Got one in from Milton Keynes who was untried, didn't really break through there. We got one from Brighton under 23s, and then it's what we have. It's what we got to work with. We've got a couple of loans in, so it's we do what we do, and we're just going to keep doing it.
Lloyd, you're very relaxed about things. Walsall are top of the league, and I'm not relaxed at all.
Yeah, it's been a real change about for you, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, is that? I mean, from the outside, is it as simple as you lost your main man, he got called back from his loan, and it's really had a massive impact? Is that how it is?
Initially, that didn't seem the case, and when people were saying, "Oh, a one-man team," and Nathan Lowe single-handedly taking you into League One, and that seemed very unfair. But after the dust settled, after he'd gone, we have missed him massively. A lot of the team, I think the manager won't admit it, but a lot of the team are just shattered. They've been playing a intensive game every game, and they're just knackered, really. I think.
Yeah. I mean, see, it is easy to go for that one-man team thing, I mean, to be fair with ourselves, Michael Cheek scores loads of goals for us, and always has, and when he's not there, it makes a big difference. I think our challenge is always what's your plan B? What are we going to do different? We can't. Like for like is a challenge. I think that's why Levi obviously was available for yourselves, because he doesn't. It's if you're not Michael Cheek, we play around him, and it's really difficult to bring players in or bring strikers in and say, you're going to pair up with someone, or this is where you're going to play, because it's not how we're set up. You're not, it's the Michael Cheek way, and where we struggle is when it isn't that way, or when that way isn't working, and that's where we can get found out a little bit. So, but
the winger fella that scored at our place, that
Imre, Danny,
acute shot. That was remarkable finish there. Shouldn't believe that. Couldn't believe he scored that.
I think he'd been encouraged to. He'd broken through. He got into very similar positions a lot of times, and he tried to square it, or got caught in two minds, and he was pretty much told, from now on, just have a go, go. And but he's been injured. He's been injured of late. And then Jenkinson came in, from Arsenal from years ago, the old England national. He was quite steady. He's been injured. He's got injured again. We don't have a big squad, and a lot of our squad. One of the things the chairman looks for is for players when we bring them in, that they can cover more than one position. Which is fine, but when you've got 4, 5, 6 covering maybe not really their true position, it can sometimes, the cracks start to show. And I think that's possibly true of Saturday. We just, we weren't patched up enough, and we'd expended all of our energy on the Tuesday against Doncaster, and so it was just one of them. You got to suck it up, and I just look at the table, really. You should have seen Tranmere doing a lap of honour after, clapping, all their fans going nuts. It's like, what's going on? This is bonkers. I was just laughing. Like, really? So they needed the win, to be fair, but it gives you it helps keep you grounded, because we played them in the National League, and they were a big club then in that league, and now to see that, it's like, okay, we've lost, but look where we're at. It still remains magical, really.
Well, it was a big win for Tranmere, because Morecambe and Carlisle have both been picking up. So for them to go with those 3 points, that was a real big shot in the arm for them.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. See, we got Carlisle next Saturday away.
Carlisle have improved.
Yeah. Yeah,
I've got a Carlisle fan on actually, John Johnson. As a Carlisle fan with a large budget, we can't believe the position we're in. Well done to Bromley and Walsall, though. Yeah, so that's nice, John. Thanks for that.
yeah.
The Abandoned Hunter is asking the question, with ignoring Cheek, what's your biggest threat?
That's a very interesting question.
You're struggling with that one. I can't believe it.
Yeah, I mean, what we ended up doing on Saturday, Michael Chick had to go off, and we ended up with the last 5 minutes was very much, and I'll describe it as it is, agricultural, lump it, literally not even
That's
sort
why
of
Walsall have been playing the last couple of weeks.
not even caress it into the middle, but just smash it up in the air so it's going to drop in the box and chuck all our massive guys up. We had no wide midfielders the last 5 minutes. It was, and I think, I'm looking at it trying to make head nor tail of it, and I think anyone playing against it, managers, whatever, just going to look and go, I don't even know what's happening here. It's just real, just playing on trying to create a moment. So, without him, we struggle a bit. Without Imre was the other one. If you get the ball in the box to someone like Michael Cheek, he'll do the damage. And what we've done enough to get 17 goals out of him, I think, this season.
Yeah, 17 goals, 5 assists. It's excellent.
And I think there's still, and that's from watching games every week. If we can get that much out of him playing the way we do, there's you get the ball in there enough. We don't. That's how much he can get off of a minimal service. So it'll be interesting to see what we end up doing tomorrow. He might not be playing. He got a head injury on Saturday. His eye came up in a massive egg. So we'll see.
How dear, that's not really.
It was
obviously.
So I mean, it really. I don't know who's coming back. We got who do the players we've ended up getting in. They've ended up getting injured or playing half a game, or right now I think we're covering up with different positions. So I genuinely, I couldn't tell you who's playing tomorrow. I don't know what the situation is with some of them coming back or not coming back.
There's a couple of players who are doing really well for you: Byron Webster and Suomni.
Yeah.
Very solid, aren't they, at the back? Yeah,
I think Byron was like, I think maybe this season everyone thought, last season, that's it. This is it now. He scored the winner in the playoff final and
37,
but actually, we did miss him a lot with his experience. Whilst he's obviously lacking maybe a little in pace, but probably wasn't the quickest guy anyway. Having him back, his head has really helped us through a lot of games. Omar got sent off at Chesterfield. And funny enough, after that, we then went on this run of like 6 league games and only conceding 1 goal, without him. Him just coming on as sub. So that was interesting to see. He's come back in, but he's a big, he's a big guy, and he's a big threat up. He's a big threat from free kicks and corners. The pair of them,
it's going to be a game where set pieces are probably decided. I think
if we can get the ball in the areas where they can do the damage, then we've struggled a little to give them what they need. Which is, to be fair, they're so big, you don't really have to be spot on or give it loads of the laces and everything. You just get it in the box, just get it in there and give them a chance. We've not been the best at that. So
sounds like it's going to be a right battle.
Well, that's what we, I guess that's what we end up doing. That's how we are. It's a real. I said to one of my friends the other day, he doesn't watch Bromley. I said, if Bromley was on the telly every week and you didn't support Bromley, you'd never watch football again. It's sometimes you're like, even for me, I'm just like watching, going, what is going on? What? But then you look at it gets to the end of the game, and I'm sure other teams feel the same. And look at the end of the game like Doncaster and go, hold on, how have we lost? What's happened there? How we got mugged off there? So whilst we can keep doing that, it's not. I mean, I don't mean to knock them down or anything. It's what we have to play. It's what we have to do. The budget and how we set up and everything, and it's effective. We have to play effective football.
Yeah.
You get the same number of points from one shot on target versus 33 goal attempts, and winning 1-0. You still get 3 points. So end of the season, everyone just looks at the numbers. So it doesn't really matter.
MK Dons know all too well that possession and shots counts for nothing. It's goals that count.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely, it does, and and also what doesn't count is how big your crowd is, which is usually another one that you go on the internet after a game and it's like, oh, they've only got 97. Oh, it's a disgrace. Blah blah. It just makes me laugh no end. So it's one of them, and it's at the end of the day, you just look at the table and you get to the end of the season, and it is what it is. So, but as you alluded to,
while budget helps. Budget doesn't guarantee you anything, because again, MK Dons got a big budget, Carlisle got a big budget.
Absolutely, yeah. We spent some of our money on Nicky Kabamba from Barnet. He's not really had much of a chance, and again, he very much like we talked about selling Levi to yourselves, and when I'd said to you, I sent you the messages saying it's an interesting one, but like I say, if you're not Michael Cheek, we're not going to set up around anyone other than him originally. So a lot of us are looking, going, we like the look of him, but he might have to start tomorrow. So that'll be a real interesting one for us.
Are you nervous? Are you nervous about facing Levi?
No, not really. No, I mean, when you played against people, I'm sure like he is the same. You know him. You've trained week on week or whatever. You know what people bring to the game. It's probably a little easier. He's probably thinking, I know how to work my way around these. They're probably thinking, I know how I can keep them in my pocket. So we'll see. We'll see what's what. I really liked him, but again, he got injured when he came to us last season. That was
so I didn't really have a run. No.
And then he came. He didn't really come back until pre-season. He scored some goals, but again, like I say, it's a real struggle with bringing strikers in to our team because we don't really set up around them because we just have the one really main man up top, and that's we look to work around that. So I have a lot of not sympathy. That's not the right way, but it's
that's our Carlisle fan. Is then they've got Harrogate. They're not expecting too much from Harrogate.
Oh yeah, I did see. I saw that. That's painful. It wasn't even going in, was it? It come off. It was going wide and it deflected off. And that's killing you. That and when you get to that stage.
Harrogate. That was a remarkable result. 5-0 that I won Tuesday night.
Yeah, I mean, it's it's football's a strange thing, isn't it? We got to go to Newport on April Fool's Day, so it's a Tuesday. So of course I'm going, being the biggest April Fool going at Bromley. But it's stuff like that. I think now I feel a lot more relaxed about the season.
To know you're safe, and then the possibility that you might even have a sniff at playoffs.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. It's nice. People have got their heads screwed on, and we talk it up a bit. But I think when we played, like Bradford are probably the best side. I think we played both, home and away. They had it. They not only did they take the 6 points off us, but they played in a way that they knew they'd get their chance, and so fair play to them. But you
nearly held them, didn't you? It was nil, late goal, 82nd minute, wasn't it? They got Bobby Poynton.
Yeah. We really just tried to hang in. It was not dissimilar to the Doncaster game, and then in the very last kick of the game, as it was our last header of the game, Shomi was pushed right up, and he got a header in. And apart from that, I don't think we got anywhere near their goal. But it was a really good chance, and you could have seen that going in, and everyone would have gone, "Oh, how have they got a point out of this?" and blah blah. But again, it's what we do. We just look for them moments and try and profit from them moments, and then just try and dig in the rest of the game. So it won't be anything dissimilar to what happened earlier in the season between us and what I'd said before the game. So I don't think there's any surprise there.
I thought you looked good. I think we were lucky to get a draw in that game.
Yeah, we dropped off a bit too. We dropped off a bit too much, and I think there was just a great a great ball which led to the corner, where our left back had to play it, and then the corner was right on the money. And sometimes you have to suck it up. If you live by the sword, you die by the sword. So yeah.
As Fallen Maniac saying there, it's going to be a physical battle. With our players get through it, because they're not the players have been tiring badly in games, and our success through the season has been the energy. Team, particularly second half, but that's with players, young players have sort of starting to weaken really with the amount of games they've played. And what we need to remember with Walsall is it's a very young squad. Largely, the majority of the players are very young.
Yes.
The experienced guys that you want at this stage of the season. You got Jamil Matt and Albert Adoma, of course. We've got Priestley Farquharson and Donovan Daniels. They're back in training, back in full training now, and likely to be ready in a couple of weeks for the running. So that could be key, because Walsall haven't conceded many, but since January we've sort of shipping quite a lot of goals. So we're getting that experience at the back there at this stage of the season could help us over the line, perhaps. But as far as score prediction, Bromley are favourites for this one.
So you said that earlier about Bromley being favourites. You say, I mean, in all honesty, probably if we could get one all, that'd be quite decent. I can't see us scoring many goals, and then we try not to concede many. So,
you say if Cheek's not in there, that sort of.
And it is like tomorrow is really interesting, because we've had the youngsters come in, we've had players who've got these dual positions. So there's Adam Mayer from Millwall. He's ended up playing left back, and he's not really a left back, but he ended up playing there.
I feel the way that he's playing players out of position.
Yeah, it's. And a lot of them are young, and it's great because you can see that they want to play and they're doing their best and they're filling in the spot. So, but then we've had injuries, then we've swapped things around, and it's just ended up. So it'd be really interesting to see tomorrow. I think maybe Idris, our proper left back, he might be back tomorrow, so that'd be helpful to sort of shore up that side a bit. The guy from Milton Keynes, Ilunga, he's got a couple of assists in the last couple of games. Lovely ball in on both for the Doncaster winner and on Saturday against Tranmere. So he might play. But we the rest of it, I don't know. We got the guy McCurdy who was at Swindon 2 or 3 years ago. He played 51 minutes and got injured. So he hasn't played for 2 or 3 weeks. So I don't know what the situation is with him, because he's really different, like for Bromley, because he's much more of a wild card. We don't really have that. We have like players who are very like athletic and strong and play for the team. But is quite exciting, because although it didn't really come off with his move at Hibs, he's obviously has some sort of track record. But he's a real wild card. So he had
a health problem, didn't he? He had a major health problem. Not sure whether
it's one of them, isn't it? It didn't work out for him. And to see him be able to come to Bromley and look quite bright. He played at Carlisle with Webster, so I think they had that connection there. But to get someone in like him is it's good. It's good for us. It might come off, it might not come off. Yeah. So, but I've got no idea if he'll be playing tomorrow. So I genuinely couldn't tell you how we're lining up tomorrow. And how we're gonna set up probably the same way we usually do. Try and flood the midfield. Try and make a couple of moments, couple of wide players who might be able to try and do something. But I suppose a lot of it's going to be more about yourselves, and how you set up, and and what you bring into the game, because when we've had that and teams have worked us out, then we've struggled. If they can't, or they struggle to get into the game, then it falls more into our hands. So at the moment I'd only say a draw, and that's being very, very neutral. I know, so apologies.
Fallen Maniac jumping in there. We could tell you what our lineup's going to be. That's sort of
Yeah, that's great.
Matt Sadler's made very few changes through the
Yeah, I
season.
heard that. Yeah.
He's only really changes the team when he's forced into it, really.
Yeah.
So expect a 3-5-2. Jamil, Matt, and Ellie Harrison up front. Levi will be on the bench, I would say.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see whether he's done his homework and he's found a way to beat you.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully it's a decent game, and we got it's not at the moment our the east stand's being redeveloped. So I say east stand, it was an old terrace that was there from 1936 when the ground was opened, and 1938, and so that's been removed about a month or so ago. So so you're in the stand behind the goal, but that stand will be ready, I believe, for the new season. So everyone's. I believe from our end, it's a sellout, which is always a bit. I'm not sure with the season ticket holders quite how that's gone, because again, that's another new dynamic for us. But hopefully, it'll be a decent game. It won't be hammering it down with rain, and we'll see a bit of football, maybe from yourselves.
I'm looking forward to it. I'll be watching. I'm on TV with it. I'm not coming down.
Oh yeah.
So I'll be watching it on the telly. I think we're probably going to do a watch along as well. So
okay.
So we might do a watch along. So share the pain with the masses.
Yeah. If I remember, I'll try and dip in. Fortunately, I'm not one of. I'm old enough to not be of the new generation of go on the internet and just wind up about anything, because it's just you put in the years and whatever, and these things will come back. Sometimes you win, sometimes you're gonna have something bad happen. You just got to keep your gob shut. So I can be quite philosophical.
I think some people might see me as modest, but I think if I wind somebody up, I'm sort of motivating them.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
I don't do that.
I keep my gob shut till the final whistle or until the end of the season or whatever, and then if someone needs to, have their fortune told, but more often than not, most people you end up meeting, especially going to away games and stuff like that, they're just the same as you, I think like when we beat Altrincham in the playoff semi at ours, after the euphoria of actually winning and getting to the playoff final at Wembley, I looked and just thought, that the Altrincham fans, and thought that could have been us. It's just that couple of goals or the way the season slides. And actually, I had more empathy. I felt more about them than I did about, it was like, you just looked and thought how the bitter disappointment and the season's gone, and and we've all been there, and so it's I guess it's more of a football fans thing rather than just being super like, you love your team, you want them to do well, but actually you can have a moment for other people, because we're all doing the same thing every week, every weekend. We all go and put our hearts and souls into it. So we're all as susceptible as each other to the pain as we are to the joy.
That brings us to a nice conclusion there, the joy and the pain. I'm not sure whether you're a gambling man.
Go on.
I've got a book, The Gambling Know the Score, talks about both sides of the gambling world.
Right.
The link, I'll put the link in the description. It's not quite there yet, but I'll put it in.
Yeah.
Interesting read, and for anybody who likes to place a bet, it's really vital knowledge, really. But that's enough for me on about that. Joy and the pain, Lloyd. Thanks for coming on, and you might just scrape into the playoffs, but I would say now you're definitely safe. Which is
We'll have some. Maybe we'll have some more nice days out next season. So got to be happy really. Go and see Bromley. It's all good.
Nice one, matey. Good one.
I'll keep an eye out for your thing tomorrow, maybe, and try and dive on, and or maybe not, depending on how the game goes. But
I'll put a link in the description, but I'll put it on my Twitter as well today, so that'll be there. I'll send you a link. Nice one. Cheers, Lloyd.
Nice. Take care, mate.
Cheers. All. Thanks for watching. Cheers.